Alright, hello guys. This is my first distribution review. I'm going to be reviewing Elementary OS, which, from what I've seen, is the only distribution that really caters to Mac OS users. So, this is their website. It's a pretty nice website. It does use JavaScript, so if you disable JavaScript in your browser, might want to enable it for this website. But to download it, you go down to here where it says purchase, and you just put in 0. But the team behind Elementary is actually kind of struggling, so I'd recommend paying, but I can't really because I just can't right now. But then you'd click download and you could download it. Anyway, I already downloaded it, so I'm gonna open up Boxes, and I'm going to select New Virtual Machine. So this is it, and it's based off Ubuntu, so I'm going to select Ubuntu 22.04 LTS as the base version. And I do not know why, but I have this habit of giving every single virtual machine I have a bunch of beefiness, but, yeah, because I've got 128, gigabytes of RAM in this computer, and 6 terabytes of storage, which, yeah, it's, very overkill, but I love it. So I'm gonna create, and I'm gonna boot into it. And you know what? Just for extra immersion, I'm going to see if I can make this full screen. Like that. So we're just going to let it run. Alright. So now I'm going to deactivate the speed, and here we are. So Elementary is different. It's not like other Linux distributions at all. So it does have a live mode, and so if you go through this setup, you can select your language. So you select your language and click select, and then your keyboard layout, default. And this is where, if you select this and say try demo mode, this boots you into live mode. But I'm just going to go ahead and install. And I'm going to ignore the fact that I'm in a virtual machine. I'm going to say erase and install. Don't encrypt, because this is a virtual machine. We don't need encryption. Do encrypt if you're on a laptop, though. Although, one worry I do have is when I encrypt, I always worry about me not being able, like if something goes wrong, I always worry about myself not being able to go into live mode and recover that data, like from a different live mode distro. I'm always afraid of that not being recoverable from a different distro, so, yeah, just something to keep in mind. I don't actually know if encryption gets in the way of that, like if it stops you from recovering your machine data from a live mode. But yeah, that's one of my worries. So I don't encrypt my machines, but I have no need to. I don't really use my machines in public. So we're gonna just let this go, and it's done. I'm gonna click restart device, and let's boot in. Also, sorry if I sound a bit weird. I'm still I still have stuff in my throat and stuff, but yeah, once you boot back up, you're gonna get this thing again. This isn't, like, it could be live mode, it could not, but, like, it just depends if it's successfully ejected. But if it did, you'll get this setup, and you can type in your new credentials. So I'm gonna put in a password, and I'll give this a device name, finish setup, and now you can log in. And I don't know why, but on first boot, the login makes you log in twice. And then you get this nice little introductory. You can do dark mode. I'm gonna go green. Next. Oh, yeah. So actually, I should show you. There is a feature where they'll automatically delete stuff for you. So take a look at that too. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this background because I do love this background, but I did choose green as my accent, so how's that? No. Yeah, that's nice. I feel like the orange complements the green very well. So, let's look at the apps on here. So you've got the App Center. This is where you can install different applications. And one thing you should do if you end up installing this is I found you can actually break the system by updating. So if you first boot into here and you update through the software manager, you can actually end up breaking the system, I found. Like, it won't boot up again. So what I recommend doing is updating through the terminal the first time you end up updating. The second time it's okay through the software manager. But yeah, that's just a weird little quirk I found. I don't know why it happens, but it just does. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. I update through the terminal anyways, so it doesn't really affect me. But, okay, let's look at these top buttons. What is going on here? So you've got the close button, and I'll just open up a new window to show. So, okay, system settings. Bet you didn't see that coming, because I typed in terminal. But, so you've got the close button here. So this is the maximize button and the minimize button. And you actually have to do mod H to hide. I don't know why that is, but I actually kind of like that. So mod H to hide. So this is the close button, and it just closes. So let's take a look at some of the top stuff here. You've got the calendar, so kind of like the GNOME calendar. You've got volume control. You've got your network settings, notification, power, so user account and power. Let's look at the user account stuff. So you could disable and enable guest mode, and you can also unlock all the settings like that. And it looks like they don't have any default profiles. No worries. We'll just keep like that. But the applications on here, you've got the App Center, which is pretty self-explanatory. Like, so another thing is I found you have to enter a command to enable FlatHub. Like, Flatpak is on here, but for some reason it can't read from FlatHub, which I don't know why that is. But, yeah. And then, let's see, we've got a very simple calculator. It can do the basics, so like 1 plus 2 times 3. This is going to do 2 times 3 first, so 7. But we can also do 1 plus 2 times 3. and this will reassign it, like reassign the order. So that's cool. Then we've actually got a calendar application. And also, a lot of these applications are actually custom built for Elementary OS. We've got a camera app which won't work because I'm in a virtual machine. I know this is called Code, but this is actually your text editor. And you can change the theme up here. That's one thing I've noticed, is Elementary OS, not all the apps respect the global theme. Some of them have this little wheel up here where you have to manually set the dark theme, or whatever you choose. But yeah, it's a run-of-the-mill text editor. You can type all your important documents here. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So yeah. And then you've got a PDF viewer. And then you've got files. This is your file manager. I don't know about you guys, but Elementary OS strikes me as like an old Mac OS version. I don't know why. It just does. But so yeah, you've got your file manager. Now, something weird is the file manager can take some getting used to, because to select a file, you have to click this check mark, and you can select them like that. And to open the file, you just click it. So you click once for a folder, but if there's like an actual file, you have to double click it. So that took a little getting used to, but yeah. And then, what else do we have? We have the mail client. This is like where you can hook up your email. And then we have multitasking view. This is like your workspaces. We've also got music. This is where you can play audio. Photos. This is your photo viewer. And then let's see, we also have a screenshot utility. And we can grab the pointer. That's really nice. So we can take a screenshot. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And then we've got the settings. It looks a little like Linux Mint settings, or just Cinnamon settings. I don't know much about XFCE, but I think some people would say this looks a little like XFCE settings too. But if you go like here into desktop, you can change your wallpaper, appearance, text, dock panel, so you can change your icon size. You can make it smaller if you want. I like this mid one. What's this one? I don't know. But you can also assign corners, like hot corners. So let's see. Yeah, let's just try those. Doesn't seem to work, but okay. So we've also got the this is a task manager, so not like a process manager, but you can say like feed the cat. So this is your standard like get stuff done. Like you just add tasks to this and you can get them done. You've got the terminal. You've got a video app, like a video player. And then you've also got Epiphany, I believe this is. So, yeah. It's very standard. You don't get anything mind-blowing. But, yeah, so that's all the applications. You also have your notifications up here, and I believe that's it, really. Like, there isn't much to talk about here. Although you can press these buttons up here to change how this thing is laid out. So that's kind of cool. So actually, let's see what's in here. So you can change your app permissions. You can change your default apps. Actually, that app permission thing, I've not really seen that in other distributions. But these default apps, very standard. So, like, you can change your text editor or file browser. Oh, that's weird. Code and terminal come up for file browser. I don't know why that is. But, yeah. So, this seems very standard. You do have a thing where you can test your speakers.
Front, left, front, right. Front, left, right.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but, so I'm gonna, okay, so, yeah. Now, I'm going to speed up the video after I make this AM and PM. And I'm gonna set this to Chicago because this is really bothering me. Where's Chicago? Chicago. Yay. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna speed up this part of the video. Alright. So, that was a very, very long upgrade. So, yeah, that, walk away, take a walk, something like that. It takes a while for it to first upgrade. So let's talk about the desktop environment a little. This is running Pantheon, which is an in-house desktop environment for Elementary OS. There are a few oddities, like there's no desktop icons, which I'm fine with. And let's see the kernel version. So uname-r. So this is 5.11 generic. So a bit of an older kernel. It's not 6.0. So what else do we have? That's kind of it. So final verdict. Would I use this? Yes, despite its many, well, not many, but it has some flaws. Well, those flaws just being the software manager update on first boot, having to do in the terminal just to avoid some potential issues, which I don't know, maybe I just had a one-time glitch and it's not actually an issue, but I'd be cautious about that. So yeah, I would use this despite some of its flaws. So those being really just first boot issues. I can't really see any flaws other than that in this OS, except maybe some of the manual dark mode stuff, but I don't mind that. So yeah, I would use this. I think it's one of those OSs which is very good for Mac users because it's very hard to find those. I'm trying to get my mom, who is a Mac user, to switch to Linux. And all the distributions we tried that were actually good were running a Windows-like desktop environment. So, yeah. And also, I really like these wallpapers. Like, I might have to rip these and put them in my giant wallpapers folder, which, by the way, I'll leave that description. Yeah, I'll leave that link in the description for my giant wallpaper repository. It's pretty big. We've got almost 300 wallpapers, and they're all patched too. So no watermarks, nothing like that. So you can use them without worrying about watermarks and stuff. But yeah, this is the repository. We've got a lot. So yeah. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know down in the comments if you would like to see another distro review. If so, tell me what distro you want to see, and see ya! Also, remember to like, subscribe, comment, ring that bell. I have an Odyssey channel, which it's also just Oglo the Nerd. So yeah, please go check me out on Odyssey, subscribe here, leave a like, leave a comment. I'm sorry I'm a bit disheveled, I'm a bit still under the weather. But yeah, see you guys all next time. And yeah, I'm almost at 60 subscribers, so please subscribe. Elementary OS is like Mac OS, but actually good.